this is Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management. Fraud during tax time is becoming a big problem. Tax time is one of the most active times for fraud. But remember, there's always time for fraud. I've been managing money over 30 years. We are starting to see more and more fraud, not only through emails you get in your inbox that appear to be from your bank, but they're not. Fake websites that appear to be from your brokerage firm or custodian that are not. Phone calls from the IRS that are not. Mail in your inbox. Again, these are all things that these fraudsters take advantage of in high numbers on tax-related transactions. And they also leverage you, the taxpayer's fear of the IRS. Let me make one point. Your tax return does not need to be filed by April 15th. You can file an extension, and you can do your tax return at your leisure in the next 30, 60, 90 days after that extension. I've had numerous people call my TV radio shows and clients very concerned that their tax return get done April 15th. Folks, your tax return does not need to be done by April 15th. It can be done 30, 60, 90 days or more after, as long as you file an extension to do so. In fact, there's been a lot of different notes about being audited. Often the IRS takes early batches of early filers, the people that file before April 15th, for audits. Maybe you're less chance to be audited if you file after and on extension. Think about that. One of the things you need to be suspicious of is offers to get help by the IRS on your account. Scams involve fake charities. Tax preparers offering huge refunds if you utilize them. Tax preparers who refuse to give their IRS PT or TIN numbers. Requests for login credentials. Calls for personal information. Calls for unsolicited tech support. The IRS does not initiate any contact unexpectedly by a phone call, text, or social media. They use the regular mail first by the post office. So if you're getting calls or text messages or from a website that they're the IRS, they are most certainly not the IRS. Again, don't be in rush to file your tax return before April 15th. You can always file an extension. There is not a problem doing that. If somebody does call you or they send information in the mail requesting your personal information, chances are it's a fraud. If somebody's asking for your driver's license or business license number, it's probably a fraud. Threatening to bring local law enforcement on you is probably a fraud. Be careful with checks. Do not leave blank spaces on the payee line or amount. Use pen. Make sure it's black ink. Use online banking to review checks and make sure that they were not altered when you do check your checks online for your various accounts. Follow up with charities and businesses and ensure the check was received. One of the things you can do to protect yourself is not get nervous. The IRS is not coming for our clients and probably 99% of my TV and radio show listeners. The chance of you getting audited is slim to none. So if you file after April 15th, again, calm yourself down. It's not a problem filing after April 15th. In fact, I have personally never filed a tax return, business and or personal, ever in my life before the end of September, ever. So think about that. If I own multiple businesses and we are really kind of a high target because of a business owner and as a high income earner, and I file my business returns and my personal returns in September, and I've never filed before April 15th, and I've never been audited. And why is that? Because if you run your business properly, you do your tax returns properly, you do the proper forms, the IRS likes people like that. Our clients are good, honest people. So again, do your tax return properly. Don't be in a rush. Life is short. Don't rush home from Florida early just to get your tax return done. Your tax return can wait. File an extension. If you're not a client of our firm and you're listening to this and you're realizing the advice you're getting just is not working, call our firm for a consultation. We do manage larger portfolios of $1 million and greater. We'd love to help you get your portfolio back on track And as always, make sure you listen to my TV and radio shows on the weekend.